Hi, I'm Michael Mayer. I'm a licensed psychologist and a Qigong teacher. I specialize in mind-body medicine approaches to healing, and I co-founded an integrated medical clinic as well as been working with mind-body medicine over the last 2 or 3 decades. I have 3 peer-reviewed articles that I've written on hypertension. I really want to share with you some things that I've learned about this, because 50% of the people in the United States today will die from hypertension-related diseases. So very often people will go and take medications, and I like the precautionary principle. With my patients, I like first showing them how to lower their blood pressure naturally, so that most of the times they don't even need medication. So one time up at the Health Medicine Forum, which is associated with the clinic that we work with, the doctor that was the head of that organization asked me to go on stage with one of his patients who had 168 systolic blood pressure, and in front of a group of about 200 people. And there was also the head of a hospital research facility there that put a blood pressure monitor on his arm and saw that it was 168. So I worked with him doing this process that I call the river of life process. And what that involves is you notice your breath coming up to the sky, and on your out breath you imagine it coming down the front of your body. You could try this while you're listening to this video. Just feeling the breath coming up to the sky on the in-breath, on the out-breath, breathing out, and imagining a river coming down your body and flowing all the way out through your feet. This is a process that combines a method of Qigong with a method of visualization. So just doing this can really help to lower your blood pressure. And I do it along with a much more extensive guided visualization when I'm working with people, which actually has them imagine the whole river of their life, all the rocks that you've hit into, the narrowness in the stream of your life, many other things, and I take them through that visualization. With this particular, and by the way, I have that as a CD so that people can listen to it. But with this particular patient, he went down from a 168 to a 128 in a matter of, say, less than 5 minutes. And I was very amazed and impressed, because if they were taking my blood pressure in front of 200 people, I don't know how I would have been at that moment. But in any event, he went down like that, and after that, people started to come and want to work with me. We need to be very careful about what we're impressed by, though, because just because somebody can do this when they're in a state of relaxation doesn't mean they can do that in their everyday lives. So I want to tell you the story about this other patient that came to me afterwards. And he said to me, look, I heard about that demonstration. The doctor here at the clinic says I need to lower my blood pressure, and I want you to do this Qigong hypnosis thing with me, because I'm getting a lot of flack from my wife when I go and buy different motorcycles each week. He was a very wealthy executive, and he bought a new motorcycle every week. He said, hey, Doc, I like ribbing my wife, and money isn't really an object to me. And I came up to her this week and I said, hey, sweetie, I know you didn't like the red one I got last week, so I got a green one. And so he was very kind of joking around with me, but not joking, because he said, look, my wife is on my case because I never sleep. I only sleep 4 hours a night, and I'm not spending any time with my child, hardly. But she doesn't understand that I need to work. So my blood pressure obviously is high because of her and because of the work that I'm doing too. And so what can you do to lower it? So I said, well, in your case, I would advise that we don't just do this breathing method I've developed, but I think we need to do something broader, and I'd suggest some couples therapy and some individual therapy. He said, look, I don't really have time for that. I don't think you understand who I am. I'm an executive. I'm working, very hard, and just, give me this. And I heard you did it in about 10 or 15 minutes on stage last week. So that's what I'd like you to do. And I said, well, in your case, I really wouldn't advise that. He said, look, I don't think you understand who I am. I could buy this clinic like that. And then you'd be working for me, and I could order you to do it. And I said to him, look, even if you own the clinic, I still have my medical ethics. Finally, he agreed, and I did this River of Life method with him. And this shows you another element of it, which is that there's a way to go into a really deep trance state, but also when you come down with your breath, you could hit into various different energy blocks in your body. And it's said in somatic psychotherapy that the issue is in the tissue. When he went down inside of himself he hit into something, I said, what is that you're feeling there? He said, it feels a little bit like a electric wire that's not grounded. And so I said, just stay with that feeling and see what comes up. And all of a sudden he jolted out of his relaxed state and he said, wow, that's pretty amazing. I just had an image of being by my dinner table when I was a child, and I came back with a D on a report card. And everybody in my family, my 4 brothers and my father, mocked me and said, you're never going to amount to anything. You're a dummy and you got a D. You're going to be a failure in life. And then my brothers chimed in and said, but don't worry, even if you're a total failure in life, which you probably will be, you can always work on Uncle Jimmy's garbage truck and come and pick up garbage at our mansions. So he felt really humiliated by that, obviously, and he still remembered it to this day. And I said, did you make up your mind at that moment? Did you come up with any core belief that changed your life? He said, well, how did you know? I said, well, what was the belief? He said, the belief was that I'm going to never rest until I make more money than everybody in the family twice over. And I said to him, don't you think that you've accomplished that already? He said, yeah. And so his wife marked this as the beginning of the change in his personality, where he realized he didn't need to be doing this anymore, working that hard, and that he already accomplished his goal and that this old goal was driving him. So the idea in body-mind healing psychotherapy, which is the method that I've developed, is that it's not just about relaxation, it's going into the felt meaning of what's really going on and working with the crux of what it is that's creating hypertension. So if I just fixed, or he just fixed his hypertension, he still wouldn't be changing the core issue that was at the root of his problem. So I hope that you, the listener, if need be, might come and work with me for any kind of stress you have, or try these methods on your own. Stress, hypertension, those kinds of things are some of my areas of specialty, and I love giving people relaxation methods, as well as doing this deeper level of work that comes from Eugene Genlin's focusing method of focusing on your body felt sense and finding the meaning of what's going on, and then changing your life stance so that you can actually be in a different way with your life. I hope I'll see you in my private practice or hear from you through my body-mind health coaching, which can be found on my website, bodymindhealing.com. Goodbye for now.